So I started reading the book of Psalms about, I want to say, Friday or Saturday. I started reading out of the book of Psalms and started doing YouTube videos. So this is actually my first Facebook Live. And I'm actually going to be starting from Psalms 32. If you want to follow along, you're more than welcome to do that. I don't know where I'm going to be stopping. Whenever I feel like I'm going to stop, that's what I'm going to do. But I wanted to come on Facebook Live today because if anybody has any questions about certain things that I'm reading, or questions in general that they've always wanted to know, of course, it's just my interpretation. This isn't like set in stone, but if you do have any questions, or if you do have any prayers that you need, or if you just even want to make a comment about something, feel free to do so. But right now I'm just going to be reading, and again, I know I just said this, but if you feel the need to ask a question or an interpretation of a scripture that I read, don't be afraid to do so. And if you don't want to leave a comment, go ahead and just message me about it. So I'm going to be reading from Psalms 32. Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. Blessed is the man unto whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity, in whose spirit there is no guile. When I kept silence, my bones waxed old through my roaring all the day long. For day and night thy hand was heavy upon me. My moisture is turned into the drought of summer, Selah. I acknowledged my sin unto thee, and mine iniquity have I not hid. I said, I will confess my transgressions unto the Lord, and thou forgavest the iniquity of my sin, Selah. For this shall every one that is godly pray unto thee in a time when thou mayest be found. Surely in the floods of great waters they shall not come nigh unto him. Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance, Selah. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide with mine eye. Be ye not as the horse or as the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouth must be held in which bit and brittle, lest thee come near unto thee. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth in the Lord, mercy shall compass him about. Be glad in the Lord, and rejoice ye in righteous, and shout for joy, all ye that are upright in heart. That was Psalms 32. I'm now going to go into Psalms 33, and whoever is watching, like I said just a couple minutes before, if I'm reading anything that you want me to interpret, if I'm reading anything that you want me to explain to you of what is happening, I can do that. So let me know, and I will. Psalms 33. Rejoice in the Lord, O ye righteous, for praise is comely for upright. Praise the Lord with harp, sing unto him with psaltery, and an instrument of 10 strings. Sing unto him a new song, play skillfully with a loud noise. For the word of the Lord is right, and all his works are done in truth. He loveth righteousness and judgment. The earth is full of the goodness of the Lord. By the word of the Lord were the heavens made, and all the host of them by the breath of his mouth. He gathereth the waters of the sea together as in a heap. He layeth upon the depth of storehouses. Let all the earth fear the Lord. Let all the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. For he spake, and it was done. He commanded, and it stood fast. The Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. The counsel of the Lord standeth forever, the thoughts of his heart to all generations. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, and the people whom he hath chosen for his own inheritance. The Lord looketh from heaven, he beholdeth all the sons of men. From the place of his habitation he looked upon all the inhabitants of the earth. He fashioneth their hearts alike, he considereth all their works. There is no king, save by the multitude of an host. A mighty man is not delivered by much strength, and a horse is a vain thing for safety. Neither shall he deliver any by his great strength. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon him that hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul with death, and to keep them alive in famine. Our soul waiteth for the Lord, he is our help and our shield. For our heart shall rejoice in him, because we have trusted in his holy name. Let thy mercy, O Lord, be upon us according as we hope in thee. So I want to explain the book of Psalms and why you feel such peace when you start reading the book of Psalms, or when you're going through something. Everyone goes to the book of Psalms, they'll go to a chapter and they'll start reading it, or somebody will give them, oh, here's a chapter of Psalms. And it's because King David is giving you his emotions that he is displaying with God. So David, what he's constantly doing in the book of Psalms is he's praising God 1 minute, or he's giving him his sorrows 1 minute, or he's basically telling God, hey, do this or do that when I go into battle. David was a warrior. David went to war all the time. So there are chapters in here where he is saying something because he's about to go into battle. So the book of Psalms is actually showing you emotions like we do every day go through. That is what the book of Psalms is all about. That is why you will feel peace. That is why you will feel certain things when you are reading this, because you can relate to it. So now I'm going to go into Psalms chapter 34. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. So this is actually a popular chapter that a lot of people go to. My soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear therefore and be glad. O magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and delivered me from all my fears. They looked unto me, and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him, and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encampeth around about them that fear him, and delivereth them. O taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. O fear the Lord, yea, his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. The young lions do lack, and suffer hunger, but they that seek the Lord shall not want any good thing. Come, ye children, hearken unto me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. What man is he that desireth life, and loveth many days, that he may see good? Keep thy tongue from evil, thy lips from speaking guile. Depart from evil and do good, seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are upon unto their cry. The face of the Lord is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of contrite spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out them all. He keepeth all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate righteous shall be desolate. The Lord redeemeth the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. I'm now going to go into Psalms 35. Plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me. Fight against them that fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler, and stand up for mine help. Draw out also the spear, and stop way against them that persecute me, and say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. Let them be confounded, and put them to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that devise my hurt. Let them be as a shaft before the wind, and let the angel of the Lord chase them. Let their way be dark and slippery, and let the angel of the Lord persecute them. For without cause have they hid for me their net in a pit. Without cause they have digged for my soul. Let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself into the very destruction. Let him fall, and my soul shall be joyful in the Lord. It shall rejoice in his salvation. All my bones shall say, Lord, who is like unto thee, which deliverest the poor from him that is too strong for him, yea, the poor and the needy from him that spoileth him. False witnesses did rise up. They laid to my charge things that I knew not. They reward me evil for good, to the spoiling of my soul. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth. They humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer returned unto mine bosom. I behaved myself as though he been my friend or brother. I bowed down heavily as one that mourneth for his mother. But in my adversity they rejoiced and gathered themselves together. Yea, the abjects gathered themselves together against me, and I know it not. They did tear me and cease not, with hypocritical mockers and feast. They gnashed upon me with their teeth. Lord, how long wilt thou look on? Rescue my soul from their destructions, my darling from the lions. I will give thee thanks in the great congregation. I will praise thee among much people. Let not them that are mine enemies wrongfully rejoice over me, neither let them wink with the eye that hate me without a cause. For they speak not peace, but they devise deceitful manners against them that are quiet in land. Yea, they opened their mouth wide against me, and said, Aha, our eye hath seen it. This thou hast seen, O Lord. Keep not silence, O Lord. Be not far from me. Stir up thyself, and awake to my judgment, even unto my cause, my God and my Lord. Judge me, O Lord my God, according to thy righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. Let not say in their hearts, Ah, so would we have it. Let them not say, We have swallowed him up. Let them be ashamed and brought to confusion together that rejoice in mine heart. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor that magnify themselves against me. Let them shout for joy and be glad in favor of my righteous cause. Yea, let them say continually, Let the Lord be magnified, in which hath pleasure in the prosperity of his servant. And my tongue shall speak of thy righteousness and of thy praise all the day long. So, chapter 35, you're hearing David going back and forth with his emotions with God. He's asking God for the strength, and he's also saying, this is what's going to happen to my enemies. Because like I said before, King David was a warrior. He was constantly going into war. King David is actually the famous story of David and Goliath. David's story is significant because when it came to Goliath, the Israelites did not want to fight him. They did not want to fight him at all. And David was just coming over to the soldiers to give sandwiches to his brothers. And David was the one that said, Why are you guys scared of Goliath? I will fight him. And everyone started to mock him because David was actually small. And he wasn't a soldier. So right away, he had adversity against him. He had people saying, oh, you can't do this, you can't do this. King Saul even gave him armor that didn't even fit him. The armor was falling off him, and David said, no, I don't need this. I just need 3 stones. So when David was going for Goliath, that's why it was so significant, because everybody said he couldn't do it. Everybody was looking at his size and not his heart. That is why David is such a significant man, and that is why he's recorded so much in books in Israel and in the Bible, is because his heart was after God, and his heart was always seeking after God in a mightily way. So he defeated Goliath. King Saul loved him, but in the scriptures, it then said that King Saul grew an evil spirit over him, and then King Saul hated him. Okay? So King Saul became very jealous of David. Okay? He became very jealous of David and actually wanted to kill him. Okay? And with that being said, King Saul's son, Jonathan, was the one who saved David from him being killed. Okay. So my whole point of saying this to you is he went through a lot of adversity before he received his crown. Before David received the kingdom, he knew what was going to come to him and the responsibility that he was going to go through before he received it. And even when he received the kingdom, okay, he constantly was going into war. Constantly. And with that being said, he was always asking God for help. He was always asking God for all these different things, right? And that's why he would win his battles. And that's why the book of Psalms is such a significant book. Because you are seeing the emotions of a human being praying to God. So with that being said, don't think that God doesn't hear you when you're going through something. You might just be going through a certain test because he wants to see you go through it. He wants to see you succeed in it. He wants to see you go through this test so he knows, okay, I can trust you in this. Okay? King David also failed at something. He also, okay, this is what I'm going to tell you. A lot of people mess up, right? King David is known as this warrior, and he also fell. Okay, one of his main things was the lust of women. King David loved women. And there was a woman married, and he watched this woman bathe. This is in the scripture. And he wanted her even though she was married, right? So King David sent the husband on the front lines so he could have his wife and marry her, and her name was Bathsheba. And they had King Solomon, and that is in the book of Proverbs. That is King Solomon's book with God. But with that being said, see how King David even fell? And the Lord still blessed him. So just know, even though you have fallen and you've gone through things, you keep praying, you keep seeking, and he's still going to bless you. I totally went off subject with what I was trying to do. So, with that being said, I'm going to read one more chapter. And I don't know why I just went into the whole story of David. But I'm going to read Psalms 37 now. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord, and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Cease from anger, and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off. But those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, shall diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnash upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he see that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholdeth the righteous. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume, into the smoke shall they consume away. The wicked borroweth, the payeth not again, but the righteous sheweth mercy and giveth. For such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. I have been young, and now I am old. Yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor a seed begging bread. He is ever merciful, and lendeth his seed is blessed. Depart from evil, and do good, and dwell forevermore. For the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. The righteous shall inherit the land, and dwell therein forever. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. The law of his God is in his heart, none of his steps shall slide. The wicked watcheth the righteous, and seeketh to slay him. The Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on the Lord, and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land when the wicked are cut off. Thou shalt see it. I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not, yea, I sought him, but he could not be found. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of the man is peace. But the transgressors shall be destroyed, and together the end of the wicked shall be cut off. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble. And the Lord shall help them and deliver them, and he shall deliver them from the wicked and save them, because they trust in him. So I'm going to stop right there. Read a lot. And I'm going to leave you with this today, because I just feel it in my heart to do so. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. It doesn't matter how many times you have done something wrong. Get back up again. Get back up again as many times as you fail. You learn from your failures. King David is one of the many examples of that. And so I'm going to end with that. And I'm also going to be I'm just going to keep on reading the book of Psalms, of course, until it's ending. And my YouTube channel, I'm probably going to put more of my readings on there. But everyone have a blessed day. And like I said, if you have any questions about any type of scriptures, you're more than welcome to message me. Have a blessed day.